Welcome to our home in Merida. Today we're going to take you around our cozy townhouse and you'll find out what $1,000 can get you in Merida in 2025. And we'll let you know how we got this deal, why we chose to make this our base in the first place, and we'll give you some rental tips that we've learned after spending so much time here in Mexico and now living here as residents. And finally, we'll go on a little tour of our Alta Brisa neighborhood. This is an entirely different part of the city that we honestly had no idea existed. We are a long way from Merida's colorful colonial center. But now, pasen adelante. It's time to check out the house. All right, so what we're looking at today is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath townhouse. So the living spaces are downstairs and the 2 bedrooms are upstairs and the full bathroom is also upstairs. We are starting the tour in this very spacious living room. We have lived like the last 3 years of our lives in Airbnbs. And if there's one thing that we know is that usually the furniture is pretty poor. However, here we have like very nice like Mexican flavor, like sturdy wooden furniture. So if you've ever like driven through the Yucatan Peninsula, you'll know that there are these like towns that just sell a ton of wooden furniture on the side of the road. And this is definitely them. This is a lot sturdier than kind of what we're used to. And it's nice to kind of have these like Mexican touches, right? With like the furniture and the different colors and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cozy spot that we just use sometimes to like wind down at the end of the day. And of course, there's a television. It has the basics. It has YouTube, Netflix, I think Amazon Prime. We don't watch that much TV, but I think they do have it. And what we do use it for is just some yoga space in the morning to get our day started. But all in all, a very comfortable living room. And now if we head over this way, we have the dining area, AKA Aimara's office. Yeah, so this is mostly the office, Aimara's office, and a co-working space. Sometimes we have meetings here as well. We don't use it too much for dining. I mean, sometimes we have some small meals here, but it's not very official. But it is pretty comfortable. Also, in this downstairs area, there are kind of 3 fans. So in the living room, and then 5 feet away, in the office area, and also the kitchen has a fan, which is pretty unique. This is important because downstairs has no AC. And Merida gets really hot. So right now it's January and some days are already getting into the 90s, but then April, May, I think it gets easily into the 100s. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, we're pretty comfortable. There's also a space area fan, whatever those are called. But
it was behind him.
So far, we're doing pretty good. Oh yeah, that one. We use that one as well. Now we'll come check out the kitchen. So this is La Cocina. We really appreciate that this is a pretty big space to kind of do our thing when we're cooking. We've been doing a lot of meal prepping lately to just get the cooking out of the way. And this kitchen is perfect for that because it has a huge gas stove where we can kind of do different things. When I say we, I'm mostly talking about Aimara. I am a part-time sous chef, so I'll do the chopping and things like that, but Aimara will do the cooking. It also has a gas oven, which works perfectly well. It has the coffee machine, microwave, all those basics. My only complaint, if any, is that the counter space is a little bit low. So I kind of look like Andre the Giant in here, and it's actually like when I'm chopping, it's a little bit difficult. You know, you have to really like kind of bend over, and it's not ideal. We also had another place like this throughout our travels. I'm trying to think of it, where it was. Where, like,
Albania.
Yeah, in Albania, where like the counter space was super low. I think the counters like came up to my kneecaps, and I just looked like an absolute ogre. Which like I'm tall, but I'm not that tall, so. Anyway, this kitchen is great. We appreciate it. Again, like we have done a lot of meal prepping, and right now
the fridge is huge.
The fridge has enough space to put a lot of things in there. It's a little bit low on beer right now, but we're doing okay.
There's a lot of storage too in the
A lot of
cabinets.
storage. We have the water right here. So this is typically how you get your water in Mexico. You have the garrafones and then different systems to kind of get the water out, like electric or this one. This brand passes by the front of the house, I think once a week, so we can kind of trade it out. So that works pretty well. And before completing the tour of the downstairs area, we're gonna go upstairs to the bedroom. Let's go. All right, so welcome to the upstairs. As I mentioned, this is where the 2 bedrooms are and also the full bathroom. I also mentioned that this place has a half bathroom that's downstairs, and I forgot to show it to you, but Aimara will overlay the edit. Enjoy the shots. But welcome to the master bedroom. So as you can see, the master is pretty huge. We have this big king size bed, and then even then we have space to kind of move around, which is nice. We have an AC up here, which is obviously very much appreciated here in Merida, and the closet space, which you can see that we're not taking up much space at all. It's pretty crazy. Like, we came here to Merida and now I have one pair of pants, 0 sweaters, and it's all just like t-shirts and shorts. So living the good life here. But yeah, it is very comfortable. We don't spend a ton of time here, only I guess for sleeping, because the sun comes into this main window during the afternoon and it gets super hot. So usually the shades are closed and we just try to keep it cool in here. But it is very nice. Appreciate the big bed. We have lived here or like stayed a lot of time in Mexico, often with like double beds. And it's not an ideal situation for me if you want to see what that looks like.
It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy. So yes, this is the guest bedroom and also my office. So we'll focus on kind of the guest bedroom setup here. If you are friends or family back home who are thinking about visiting us, this is what you have to look forward to. If you didn't have enough reasons to come visit us, we have this kind of like bunk bed setup, stairs to walk up and sleep up here. Pretty cool. And of course the little double bed.
You can come with one child.
Yes, one child and one full-size adult. So be picky. Or like flip a coin which adult comes. You'll have to figure it out. Also, I kind of wanted to mention this. A lot of people in the Yucatan, they sleep in hammocks. So if you go to like the smaller villages and kind of like poke inside their houses, you'll see the people sleeping in hammocks instead of beds.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Just a little fun fact.
Fun fact.
Pretty random. Here is my office. So this chair we actually replaced from what they have. There's an Office Depot down the street and we picked this up and actually I love it. I didn't know how much a chair can make me happy, but apparently it's quite significant. And then this kind of stuff, the laptop holder, elevator, whatever, mouse, keyboard, we just got on Amazon, which was pretty easy, and our first Amazon Mexico order, which was exciting. But besides for that, also an AC up here. No fan in this room, there is a fan in the master bedroom.
Now the bathroom?
But comfortable, yeah, let's go to the bathroom, let's check it out. So this right here is the master bath. A lot of our storage is out here. Very easy to just grab stuff when you need it. Appreciate it. And yes, the bathroom is quite simple. Toilet, shower. The shower has hot water. We don't really need to use it much here in Merida because if you use hot water, then you just come out sweating. Also, I don't think Aimara has quite figured out how to tweak the hot water,
No,
but
I have not.
it does work just fine. Also, the shower head is high enough, you know? I've also struggled with that a little bit in different places across the world, but I'm taking a rest my chin when I'm tired.
Trying to wash your hair.
No, I cannot. There's no way. This is what shower time in Italy looks like.
Get in there.
No, this is good. This is good. We are happy with the shower situation. And now, for the grand finale, downstairs to our little garden. Let's check it out. So here we have our outdoor space. This is of course our patio. If you've seen some of our more recent videos, then you will identify this as our studio. I think it looks pretty cool, so we're very happy with it. It has this picnic bench where in the weekends we'll have a coffee and those kind of things, and we spend a decent amount of time here actually. We really appreciate this space. We'll have some meetings out here and just chat about life, so that's very good. Also has those Mexican accents, so that's cool. And this is the main garden space. I have to put my glasses on because it's bright. The sun down here with all like the white is no joke. So this is another great space that we really enjoy. It has the 2 seats and the little table, and we will come out here pretty frequently to have a beer in the weekends or a wine, or during the week we'll have a homemade jamaica.
Hibiscus.
Hibiscus flower, which is really nice. It obviously seems very hot right now because it's like dead sun right now, but at around like 4 p.m. it's all shaded and very comfortable. So we have no complaints there. And what's very nice are these banana trees. So 2 of them are actually producing fruit right now, which is very exciting. Our host told us that the bananas taste like juicy fruit. So that's, I don't even know what to expect with that. I don't know. I don't know if you were hoping for Bubblicious because you like Bubblicious, but juicy fruit it is. So I think this flower will still continue producing some more bananas. You see these little ones. And it's pretty awesome because right now it's attracting a lot of hummingbirds in the morning. So they'll come buzzing by, like little copper colored ones and green ones. And it's very exciting. It's just like tropical life here in Merida. I feel like I'm in the jungle like talking to you guys right now. But let's check out this area over here. So this right here is a charcoal grill. if you look at it, it looks like it hasn't been used yet. That's because it hasn't been used yet, but we will use it very soon on a little weekend grill session. Also, I wanted to mention too, like we're attached to like different homes here as a townhouse, so like we're facing probably 3 or 4 different homes. We have no complaints with like our neighbors being noisy or anything. It's always very quiet here, so
yeah,
that's appreciated. And I guess the final area of the house,
it's a surprise.
El Pasillo. All right, so take this all in. I don't really know what to say about it. There, in theory, is a shower here, a toilet.
Do you think it flushes?
My guess is no.
We haven't tried.
Neither of us have gotten sick yet with Montezuma's Revenge, so there's no need to come out here and test this one out. No. And this kind of hallway leads out to the front of the house. Our garbage is there, and the garbage truck passes by like 3 times a week, and it's included in the price of the Airbnb, so that's cool. But for now,
Rental tips.
Rental tips. Let's give you guys some tips about rentals.
But before we get to our rental tips, if you're watching this video, there's a decent chance that you have your eyes set on Merida as the place that you want to live in. But if that decision is still up in the air for you, then we want to encourage you to take our 2-minute quiz that is going to help you narrow down your search to just a few towns and cities. This quiz considers things like weather, vibe, cost of living, healthcare, and a bunch of other stuff to provide you with a custom result based on what you're looking for in your dream destination here in Mexico. After taking this 2-minute quiz, you're gonna know which cities or towns you should be considering for your upcoming Mexican adventures. And as a follow-up, you're gonna get a lot of useful information straight to your inbox. Think about like expat Facebook communities to join, cost of living in those places, the prices of real estate, and a bunch of useful information specific to those destinations. We want your journey to a new life in Mexico to be as easy and fun as possible, and we designed this quiz to be just that. We really want to provide real value to help you find your dream destination here in Mexico, because that is the biggest decision that you're going to make before you move here, and that's what's going to ensure that you actually thrive here. You can find the link to the quiz in the description and also in the first pinned comments, so make sure to take 2 minutes after this video is over to take the quiz and find where in Mexico your heart belongs.
So we have 5 really great tips for you when it comes to finding rentals here in Mexico. Number 1 is really know your neighborhood. So what we're doing here in Merida is exactly what we would be doing if we were kind of looking for a more permanent place to live.
Yeah.
And that means like really feeling out the neighborhood. So go to like the exact street or area where you want to be longer term, and do like a 3-month, 4-month, 6-month rental to just know how it is. Like, are there barking dogs every night of the week? That
Are your
just,
neighbors loud on the weekend?
Are your neighbors loud on the weekend? Do trucks come flying by like a nearby street? Like your whole house shakes? This is all spoken from experience.
Yeah.
Like this stuff really happens in Mexico, and it's hard to know. You know, if you come during the week, you know, like this place is beautiful, and then the weekend comes, and like your neighbors are partying every weekend, and it
We
gets really
experienced
loud.
that in Cuernavaca just very recently.
Absolutely.
So, yep.
So know your neighborhood. And number 2 is definitely try to negotiate when you have kind of a longer rental period. So as I mentioned, we booked this place from Airbnb, but because we knew we were staying for a longer period of time after kind of testing it out, we did negotiate with them kind of in the platform. So our price got reduced pretty significantly.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable with it, you can also go
Outside of the platform, yeah.
outside of Airbnb, and that kind of depends on you and the host if they're comfortable with that for like a longer period of time. So I think it also has some downsides for Airbnb hosts, but it is a good way to like reduce the taxes and Airbnb fees as well. Tip number 3, also review different websites. So Airbnb is the obvious one, but there's also different websites that are more local here in Mexico. So one of the more popular ones is Inmuebles24.com or .mx. We'll put it somewhere. That is also a very popular site, more so for locals and foreigners. They also have shorter term rentals and long-term rentals, and also furnished rentals.
Yeah.
However, we just felt more comfortable.
We prefer Airbnb, yeah. Just because we always look for superhosts, so that makes you feel like you have some kind of insurance. So when you're just testing the waters, it is really nice to know that you're dealing with someone that's already been kind of ranked by other people and by the platform, so it makes us feel safe, and we prefer to deal with them than dealing with someone on Inmuebles 24 that we don't know, or like it just felt safer.
Yeah, there's no information about the people that are listing on Inmuebles 24, basically. Tip number 4, know what to expect, and by this we're more thinking about the aesthetic. So if you're coming to Mexico, there's a good chance that you love kind of Mexican flair and those kind of things like we do. However, when we looked on Inmuebles 24, that site, a lot of the units and the listings were very modern, and I would even say sterile.
Yeah.
That's the exact word.
Yeah.
Yes. So Airbnb, I think, does a lot better with just kind of like weaving in that Mexican flair because they are more vacation rentals, but of course you can rent them long term. So it's like a good kind of middle ground there.
Yeah.
And last but not least, number 5, if you want to go cheaper, know that there are places in the area where you can go direct. What we mean by this is that if you drive around, you'll see signs outside of houses and communities where they have like signs where they're renting, and you can contact those numbers directly. We have never done that because I think like if you message, this is one thing that you have to keep in mind, it's going to be in Spanish, most likely. And 2, like if they see the US or Canada number, chances are that I think that the prices might go up.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've never done it.
I think so too. That's speculation, but I'm pretty sure once they see the country codes, the prices are going to get jacked up. Even if you're like Aimara and speak like perfectly native Spanish, they'll see the country codes and be like, we'll raise the prices.
Yeah.
Also, you don't really know what you're expecting, and it's more time consuming. But to get the really cheap stuff, that's the way to go. Like go to the neighborhood, you'll see like Serenta outside, like on a big sign.
Yeah,
I guess,
yellow sign usually.
With the WhatsApp number.
And then you can just message them and just give it a try. Maybe we should give it a try just to see what happens. So overall, this is the 4th place that we have stayed here in Mexico long term in the last 12 months. And it is a little bit cheaper than Cuernavaca, but we're way more comfortable. And it's a little bit more expensive than where we stayed in Guanajuato and Querétaro. Yeah, but this is like way nicer than what we had there. And in the other videos, like people say, oh, like you're overpaying and you're paying like gringo prices and all this stuff. But I think it's like an unfair comparison, right? Like,
yeah, so it's not, obviously it's very close to rent, but it's not exactly rent because we do have all the utilities covered.
Internet, like,
all of them.
Everything.
Trash collection, water, gas, all of them.
And it's furnished.
It's furnished, which is also a big deal for us.
And super easy to book too. So like we literally found a place for 6 months with like the click of a button.
Yeah.
That's priceless.
And also like the flexibility too. Like we just have very, very random dates here. Like it doesn't even line up to an exact like week amount of periods, you know, it's just like days.
So it's just convenient and you kind of pay for that. So you really have to think about what you want and how you want to do things. Now we're heading out and we're going to show you the Alta Brisa neighborhood. Check it out.
So about 2.5 years ago, we spent like 3 weeks in Merida, but more in the centro part of town. And even then, I remember being like totally surprised about how chaotic and kind of hectic it was. And it is a regional capital, so it is big and it is kind of busy. But this part of town is completely different and kind of like shocked me in its own right. So if you look at Alta Brisa on the map, it's kind of on the northeastern edge of Merida. And it's also known as like an upscale part of town, definitely residential, but it doesn't feel like posh or too snobby or anything like that. And it's also generally very quiet. So right now, this is one of the main avenues that kind of runs around our neighborhood. And if you compare this to how it is in Centro, it's day and night. There's a few cars passing, but really not that many at all. And the communities are typically like attached home style communities. So a lot of them are actually gated. There's so many of them. Like I was actually shocked seeing them the first time, like the different like high-end or upscale gated communities. I imagine they're paying HOAs and those kind of things, but they look nice. Ours is not a gated community, which for me, I appreciate it because the houses are a little bit different and gives a little bit more character. But yeah, overall, just like a very relaxed part of town. If you are thinking about coming to Merida, just know that Centro does have those like beautiful, iconic colonial homes. You will pay more for it, and kind of depending on where exactly you are in Centro, you will maybe notice that it's a little bit louder. So if you want somewhere more quiet, definitely check out these northern neighborhoods like Hortaliza.
We'll make a video showing you the neighborhoods.
That's true. We'll have a better or more in-depth neighborhood video coming up soon. So during the house tour, I did not mention that we don't have a washer or a dryer, but what we do have is a lavanderia like 200 yards away.
Yeah, that is amazing. And in terms of other things around the neighborhood, there's a hospital, a lot of like specialty clinics, specialist clinics, restaurants, but not like as many as you would see in Centro.
Yeah, so actually that part, that's kind of surprising for me. Like the area of Hortaliza that we do know has like the least amount of like restaurants or even like little shops that we have come accustomed to after spending so much time in Mexico.
And also for us, why that matters is because we don't have a car and we like to walk to places to do little things here and there. So that's the only thing that we don't like. But in general, we're really happy in this neighborhood.
There's a very nice grocery store, like 5-minute walk from here. It's the Street por Aquí. They also deliver, and if you do have a car, they have like the pickup service and stuff like that.
So
that's that. Oh, the tortilla shop. The tortilla shop, they do have it. That one's really good.
And it's really good.
So that's exciting.
Yes. So anyways, if you're new around here, our journey here in Mexico is that we just got Mexican residency and we're going to be here in Mexico for hopefully years.
Yeah.
Who knows, forever? Who knows? We're going to be in different places, about 6 months in each. And right now we're in Merida, as you know, and then we don't know where we're going to go next, but we're going to be making videos about life in Mexico, what it's like to be here. Remember, if you don't know where you want to move in Mexico, you can take our quiz. It's 2 minutes, like it's super fun and very accurate, so just get the link in the description or in the pinned comment. And if you want to watch other videos about life in Mexico, watch this video here. Leave questions in the comments if you have them, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Thank you for watching.
Subscribe. Remember to subscribe.
Oh, yeah, do that too.
New videos Wednesdays and Saturdays. Yeah. Ciao.
Viva Mexico.